I am very thankful to have this opportunity to be here. I had no idea the importance I have on people's lives. And in the last week or so, people have been letting me know. And it makes me feel good to know that what I've done for myself so I could spiritually grow, to be a healthier human, which I became a spiritual human. That means I don't have to let life control me, take it over. And mainly, I stopped over-identifying with things, being attached, stopped having to cope, handle, deal, pacify. I was able to take that next step and step into my true identity. It's so important to understand that when you have a true identity, people think the old way of the paradigm was the next logical step. And it's different for men and women, but it's basically there is a foundation of it. And I'm so glad to see everybody here. That's good. You have to also understand that whatever you're focusing on, that will become your temperament. If you don't really like your temperament, let's say you're very cynical. Now, in comedy, it is funny to watch people that are cynical. And some people think that is annoying as hell. But you look at this as a catalog of life. You decide whether or not, what do you want to be? It's not about right and wrong. It's about what do you want to be? Now, our emotions that we've experienced will get lodged into the body consciousness, not the consciousness of how I'm looking at you, but into the body's consciousness. And with that body's consciousness, it can take over your life. It causes you to become addicted to things, because as your body is addicted to emotions, it's the chemical peptide that tells you how to think, feel, act, be. And as you're developing who you are, you have these traumatic events that alter your personality, right? Your personal reality is based on how you personally create a reality, how you respond, how you react, how you cope, how you manage, how you deal. If you decide that as a child that you just can't take anymore, this is enough, you can take and displace parts of yourself. It's a different than soul fragments. But when you displace certain things, I can see the energies of how that happens. Now, what's important to understand is that I don't read people's spaces just for the fun of it. I don't want to know your stuff. Because it took me many years, and a lot of people are like this. You absorb. You don't even know you're doing it. You're walking along the street, and all of a sudden your mood changes, and you have no clue that you just absorbed an emotion. Hey, I would love to put some hors d'oeuvres out. I'd love to have you guys over. In the energy around people, we have to be responsible for the energy we bring in to the room. Responsibility is the way we choose to show up. But most people don't understand that we're energy. And if we have a negative mindset and we come into an environment, we don't even have to open our mouth. It just vibrates off of us. Just take a second, be around people, think in your mind, oh yeah, that's why I don't want to hang around Uncle so-and-so or Aunt so-and-so or people at work. Oh, if they live in trauma and drama, you're going to find out, I don't want trauma and drama. I don't want this. I don't want that. Up until now, all we know how to do is to cope, handle, deal, pacify, and manage. And we have that stress mode that sticks on and stays on and it doesn't switch off. And every now and then it may switch off so you can get into rest and digest. But most of the time, we have that part of ourselves that centurion on a ship is looking for the danger. And if your over-identification with matter, just being ego, you're never going to be able to relax. So then you got to make your world make sense again. So you have to find something. I remember when my boyfriend died, And I got to the point where I wasn't even crying anymore because I was just so exhausted with crying. I didn't remember 2 weeks of my life. And then one day I just couldn't feel anymore. And the emotions had started to set in my body. And I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And my friend, she, typical teenager, steal your mom's cigarettes. And at this point, I wanted to break all the chains that I saw in my family and says, nope, I don't want to be them. I don't want to be them. And it came to the point where I have this awful feeling and of nothingness, and my mind couldn't shut it off, but I tried, and my body was just like it had nothing left in the tank. And so when she asked me, hey, you want a cigarette? Like she always does. And I'd say, no. This time I surprised her and grabbed one. And that hit, all of a sudden, that part of my brain that was trying to find the balance goes, ooh. And just for a moment, all of that stuff that I couldn't stop feeling or had no feeling of dissipated. Didn't disappear, didn't resolve. It's just that my mind found something else to cope, handle, deal, pacify with it. And then, we become addicted, not to the chemical peptide or the chemicals in the cigarette as much as we found some relief just for a moment. And it's that hug and it's that welcome, it's that balance. And it's not the cigarette. It wasn't any of the substances. It was that our brain said, oh, that worked. Now, the program in our body will always say, hey, remember that time when that thing worked? We've tried everything else. We really can't handle this anymore. Go to that one thing. And the body's consciousness. So here you are, you're like, oh, I'm trying to better myself. I'm getting out of my hell because time heals. It doesn't really heal, but what it does is that it's like a joke. I tell you a joke, you guys laugh and laugh and laugh. Then what happens? I tell the joke again. You're like, and I tell the joke again, and I tell the joke again. What's going to happen? It's just not fun anymore. Well, when you think and worry and fear and think and worry and fear, it just, time makes it feel like it solved it. But all it did was, stored it. The body's consciousness is like, can you resolve it? It's still here. Okay, get her. And then all of a sudden your body will start convincing you, because it'll create a feeling and makes you think, and then you'll go over and you'll end up doing the thing that you didn't want to do. And so it's that form of addiction. But your program, your subconscious mind, is trying to find a way to preserve the body. It's trying to find a way to preserve the ability to function. And if we begin to understand how all these little things work, then you can understand that when I say, hey, let's take a tool, a resolving tool, and it's not hard. I mean, they're quite simple. Most people are embarrassed. And I'm just going to say to Amy, okay, you do that. But the tool, I mean, there's so many different things. You are a tool. You can use your God-given ability. You can use that ability to resolve, to move forward, to do what you need to do. We're so simple. I mean, we have all the answers we need, because I'd always have these dreams, or I would always have these day wakes. And what would happen is I'd be sitting in contemplation, and the Spirit says, what would happen if the end of the world took everything away that you so relied upon? You just gonna die? No, I'd hope not. And then all of a sudden it'd be like, no. Oh, look over here. Oh, look over here. And it goes back to that old part of you that says, thank you. Thank you beforehand. Thank you for the dinner I'm eating tonight. Now, most of you are like, yeah, it's in the freezer, Some people don't have that opportunity. But if you really go back before we had all of these modern conveniences, we used to bless and say thank you, and then we would look for where it is. We didn't say, oh, the grocery store is over there, I'm safe. No, there was no grocery store. Where would you go? You don't just have to hunt and gather. You give thanks. You go and know that whatever's coming is there. And then you give thanks to that animal. You give thanks to that plant, because everything has consciousness. Now you need to give thanks to yourself because you have a tool. So what if you look like an idiot? That's only in your thinking. Or you're with people that don't believe in this. And then what's that got to do with it? They'll turn around and do what? And make you feel like an ass because they won't use it. They don't understand the value. If they give their opinion, you put all your value and you think, oh my God, they're right. Really? No, you don't have to. Aw, I just saw people are saying hello. There's a lot of kitties. Kitty energy is here tonight. It's like a lot of kitty energy. Fascinating. So we have one paid reading, and she'll be back. And when she comes back, then we'll be doing that. If you like a paid reading, then it's $11 for 11 minutes. That is 11 minutes of my time that's focused on just listening and interpreting what it is that your soul, your spirits, guides, your family on the other side, what people want you to know to help you evolve in this world. Now you can call. If you're friends with me on my personal fan page, which means through Messenger, then we can call and then people can hear you. And then I would really be able to focus because then we have feedback. I'm hoping when Amy gets back, we'll be working on healing. So you get to see through me what kind of healing tools we would use. People have been asking me to do interviews. And I say, yeah, sure. Sounds good. All right, I have to wait for somebody said paid, but I'm looking. Oh, that might be it right there. What time is it? 14 minutes in. Okay, so what I'll do is I was thinking that if you guys had questions, come on, open up. If you had questions, then, as it interviewed, what kind of questions would you want to know? And if I see them, then I can maybe be able to talk and answer that, because normally Spirit will just have me talk and the answer is the answer. Okay. That's Pilly and that's Alanis. Okay. I'm going to have to remember that. So, as far as my new decorations go, there's a lot of the old stuff and a lot of new stuff. Ooh, Spirit is already coming in before I can even, well, it's already here, but your helpers are Pilar. Okay. Now, before we get going, Pilly, you wouldn't be on camera, sweetheart. All your voice would be on camera. You can do video where you can see me so you can see what to do, because sometimes people use their phones and they can't see and talk at the same time. So, but yeah, this is fine. I can do this. You've seen me do it before. What do you want to talk about? Is there anything specific? You got a heartbreak. I just got done watching The Matrix again, and I love The Matrix. And one of the things is you already made the decision. Now you're going to find out why you made that decision. And that is what our soul's doing. It's has already sold a contract. Everything's already set in place. And I can ask your body, your soul, so why did this projection happen? Why did, your dog get hit? Why is it you have pain and suffering? Why is it that you have this aches? Oh, I'm picking up a lot of energy all of a sudden. So, Pilly, you have to decide any health issues. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I can pick up things that are off. Now, if you have been labeled by a doctor that says that you have this disease, then we can zero in. Use my talents well. Not your normal psychic where you go, oh, yeah, well, she should have known that. No. My gift is to be able to help you understand how, if you have a health issue, how is it all connected? What can you do to resolve it? No, you asked me do I have any health issues? Energetically, if you are less than love, it's going to develop in some form of the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect as an issue. Physical health is what I would have to zone in on. She says, anything that my higher self wants me to know. Okay, so spirit, you know what she wants. She wants to explore. Yeah, well, you know this. So what does that mean? It means that's what we'll do. We will explore. Timer. Yes, good point. Timer. Yep. And what is that? Something that's felt so deep that you can feel it in the body. Okay, what age? 4 years old. 4 years old. What, anything specific? Okay. No. All right. So tell me the system. The system in the body is related to really is I can't find the page. That's all. Two particular systems, the nervous system and the endocrine system. It affects all the endocrine glands to some degree, slows them down. Gotcha. Nervous system, it's something very taxing on your nerves. Is that what you meant by you felt it so deep? No. You felt it so deep. Tell me which meridians, the liver and the large intestine. So where's the, what's the general? The general is worry. And the foundation, it's in large intestine, is rejection. And the liver is, they're going to exert their power if I spoke my truth. So this is where it can get very complicated. So we know that worry is what you consciously are becoming aware of. Underneath it, if you went a little bit further, you'd understand that's rejection and the exertion of power, of their power. And it can be just as simple as, I can't buy this because my husband would say, no, I can't go and hang out with my girlfriends because my husband would be jealous, just little things. And I'm just talking about relationships in general. It doesn't have to be your husband. It can even be, I can't because my right and wrong says that I cannot leave my kids with somebody else, or I just do not want to leave my kids with somebody else. Because you're afraid that people are going to exert their power. So the main thing is if you had a voice and you use it the way you'd want to, and I don't know if you actually got to develop this. No, it's sort of, sort of. So it's kind of arrested development. The rejection is huge. I said 4 years old. And if I said, what about, not just rejection, but it is, I see you as a child that had to learn how to be kind, but the thing is other people were meant to be first. Oh, be first. Okay, what happens to a child is then its importance of itself becomes diminished, and then you think everybody else is more important, everybody else is more worth, and then your self-care disappears, and then it becomes a very complicated story. Okay, so what exactly is in the nerves? Rejection. Okay, so if you had, what I would do immediately if you're in front of me, I would say, okay, let's work on rejection. Because rejection in this case, now I'm going to show the movements and I can send you the link later, but just get this and understand this. Because see, you got the change of energy inside your body, which means it is something that you're used to having this happen. Any specific endocrine? No, it's just the whole system. It's kind of, is there a shock in there? No, hold on. And the interaction with the environment. So you learn that if I'm going to have interaction with the environment, interaction with people, that I am supposed to, it's not quite safe to use my voice because I have this pattern that says anybody could exert their power. And that anybody and everybody is going to reject me. So then you worry that you're going to say the wrong thing, act the wrong way, do the wrong thing. Now, let's say you're a boisterous woman. You're like, well, that doesn't make any lick of sense to me. That's okay. Because you have to learn the body's consciousness. The body consciousness is saying this is what's going on. I don't care how you living up here. If you see people rejecting you out here, then you're going to see part of that pattern. Or you can see that you have to do self-limitations, or you see different little things. It's how you begin to look at stuff. Any removal, put the spirit back in, none of that, we're all good. Hope therapy, something very simple. In this case, we're going to start to remove rejection. You know what it is in every simple form. And then once you heal this layer down, get it to a 10. 10. Oh my God, I know what that feeling sensation is, because we want to involve the body, the pictures, the thoughts. How could you reconstruct it? But I want you to get it up to a 10. And then you're going to do this tool to help you resolve that 10 down to a 0. Now, it can be very complicated, but you can do it in layers. And it will work. And then eventually you'll go out there and you're like, oh, I see how that person rejected me by a look. Go back to that. Okay. There's usually different points, but this one you can really hit a lot of it out of the park. All right. So the exertion of the power is the scariest. So which one do you want her to hold first? L2D. So rejection is usually found somewhere else in the body, usually the large intestine meridian. But in this case, you're going to take and your left, not your right, but your left, and under the thumb, there'll be at the crick, there's 1, 2, 3. Just remember, there's 3 points. First, second, and third. We're going to go to and use our thumb, and we're going to go to the second point, okay? The finger goes in the middle, so you're just holding it like the letter C, and the fingers are wrapped. This thumb does not go up to 1 or third, it goes into second. You're going to hold that thumb in deep. And then you're going to make sure you cover this whole area, the top, the forehead, and getting the hairline. Now, in this case, you're going to keep your hand here, and you're going to allow your eyes to drift in the direction that has the rejection, that feeling. And then you can allow yourself to feel the feeling. You can hear the thoughts. Just keep your hand there. And this will take a process a little longer. Now, I use other tools to help speed it up so that your body would just have these cues of knowing when to let it go. But by doing just this alone in the privacy of your own home, it's going to take longer, but you stay there. Now, when it feels like it's gone, stay there a little longer, because usually you only get it down to a 3, but you're not aware of it. You have to ask yourself, is it gone? And if you feel a little bit left, stay there. Now, sometimes you have to switch, but in this case, just stay there. Any stuff that comes up, again, you do this. You're going to learn the kaleidoscope of rejection. The first thing you look at is going to be jumbled mess of this kaleidoscope, but you're going to know that it's rejection. And then once that begins to take that layer off, you're going to feel all these other layers unwind. Okay, shut up and listen. Me? Oh, sometimes your thoughts get very crazy. You can't calm them down. And they're saying that the repeat, that even though it's all different kinds of stuff, the repeat is you're not allowed to be yourself. And there's a party that don't want to know who you really are, because if you did, then you would have to face all of that you're trying to run from. So you're doing it towards and away from. You want to go towards joy, but you won't allow it. So you have to constantly run from joy. Okay. Excess what? Her, others. Okay, so the next part they want the people out. The exertion of energy out. Is this all the time, or is that just the one time? The 4-year-old? The 4-year-old. So the person, there's an energy of a person that's stuck in your mind. And you're going to hold that same point, L2D. But you're going to feel exertion. Exertion is when you feel the energy come to you. You feel it overpowering, being lofty. It's exertion, okay? You can kind of feel it come at you. Just think of energy that way. And you're going to still hold that point, and you're going to focus. Now, if you know the people or the person, then you can look at them do this, and you keep your hand there, because what you're doing is you're connecting to that inner child. You're connecting to those things that never got to be resolved. Oh, that's better. I just felt my body switch a little bit. It affects the digestion. Yes. That's because it's a nervous trait. So is there and anxiety to some degree. Yes, that'll help go through it, because it's the loftiness that causes that, that's sitting on the nerves, that's causing you to feel that anxiety, or because I feel like you lift up in your chest and not down. What I want you to do is also do what's called the Celtic Weave. You'll be doing it at the throat, the third, the second, or at the hips, and at the knees, and at the ankles. And all you do is you rub your hands together, breathe in, put your elbows together, cross the arms, okay, because you're making a figure eight, and then you're going to swoop it out. Oops, swoop it out, okay? And you cross and swoop it out. And you're going to do that at all those points. Remember to breathe. Okay, this will help push people off. You're connecting heaven and earth, and you're creating a balance. The second thing you're going to do is that you're going to rub your hands together, and then you're going to place them on your thighs. You're going to breathe in and breathe out. Now, this one's actually connecting heaven and earth. That's the name of it. And you're going to bring your hands up. Now, bend them. And as you bend to push up, this is the one you're going to stare at. You're going to push up. Okay, so you're going to do this, and then this one goes down. So it goes. Do that several times. Okay, this pushes everybody off, and then you don't need to absorb the people. You can become aware before it comes into your space. If it comes to your space, you do those two exercises. Put your finger in your forehead, finger in your belly button, push in, lift up. And when you do that, just hold that and breathe, maybe even up to 2 minutes if you have to. This creates the energy on the around, like the egg around you. Because when this energy is down in the front, you're vulnerable. When the energy is down in the back, you're paranoid. And then when that energy is coming in, it makes you think that it's your stuff, and it's not. So this will help push out and keep that stuff out. And it even keeps out the exertion of power, because if I was sitting in front of you, and this is all for all of you, if I was doing a demonstration and I came to one of your places and I did an energy demonstration, I would demonstrate. And I would actually literally unzip the energy, which most half of you are down anyway. And I can have the audience think negative thoughts about you. All of a sudden, you would... Sometimes people have a response. Some people think, oh, no, I can fight them off. Here's my attitude. But trust me, it's not the attitude that stops it. It is your intention of keeping your energy up. So I will muscle test people, and they're like, oh, they have no energy, because their body is like, this is not healthy for me. And then I'll zip you up, and I'll help you hold that energy, and we'll have the same thing happen. And all of a sudden, your body's strong. Your body's going, hey, good job. You're protecting me. And that's the same for the energy in the back, because when that goes down, you're paranoid. Half the time, you don't know that you're paranoid. I mean, because people think you have to think of movies. No, it can be just as like, did I leave the water on? Over concerned, over worried. But there's the inside. Anyways. Take your time. Love yourself, no matter what it looks like. Okay, let me see how I'm doing. And your voice is low. You get that out. You'll start to develop who you are. Yes, I came on an hour early because I think this is going to be the noon time slot, so it helps out everybody. I was going to think about 2 hours early, but that's pushing my schedule. Now, what's going to happen is that I know that Amy, thank Pilly for paying for reading. I appreciate my time, or your time. Appreciate you appreciating my time. Now, Amy Jensen Smalls, are you back yet, sweetheart? Because she had to go. She paid for a reading, and before I do anything else, I wanted to make sure I honor that. Now, Pilly, did it make any sense? If it did, then let me know. That would be helpful, or let the world know that you know. When you are in front of me, because I'm answering questions, I'm hearing people think. When you're in front of me, which is through the video, it doesn't matter. You don't have to sit in front of me. I mimic everything your body does, so I can tell whether or not it's still there, or if it's gone, or if there's wherever it is. And I help you pull it out faster, because I tell you what direction to look. I tell you what to do with it, and we move it out. Okay, but most of you want to heal on your own, and that's fine. Okay, now, like I said, if you want a paid reading, you go ahead and you send the information's up the top. For you in YouTube land, it is basically going to PayPal and putting in bpower.mw@dr.com. Now, I'm going to turn this back on, see if anybody else paid. And then Miss Amy, did you want me to call you, dear? Get that out of the way. Clear all that off. And so as soon as I hear from Amy, we will go from there. Good. Pilly says it totally resonates. And when you begin to notice specific words I'm using and you can redefine them, you're going to like, oh shit, yeah. And there's no shame in any of it, but you're going to get good emotional health, good mental health, and that affects your physical health and your spiritual life. That's what we want to aim for. We want to teach you not to just have to, oh my God, I got to learn to cope with all this shit. No, we resolve so that you don't have to cope. You will already be stronger. That when the next thing that does come up, you'll be able to manage it, or you're going to be able to adapt. You're going to go, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to heal it. Okay. So, Miss Amy, I see, yes, I'm home. Yes, please. Let me turn this on. And then I will get her up.
Line in mode.
Hopefully all of you can hear it well. And where's my little phone? So you can do video or you don't do video, but you probably need to see me. So again, you don't have to have your video end up as long as you see me. Sometimes people need to have Chrome to be able to do this, depending on where you're at. Hi, dear. How are you?
I'm tired.
Yeah, I bet you are. Now, can people hear her at all? That would be good. Let me just turn it up. All right. Hopefully people can hear you. This is going to be... Oh, yeah, we don't need to do that.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, so peeps out there in peep land, if you can hear her, that would be great. Let me know. Oh, what a view you get to see from me. But that's okay. Okay, so, oh, thank you, Jennifer. That appreciate that. You wanted to work on heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you can tell people or you don't have to tell people, but just understand she wants to work in heartbreak. She doesn't have to tell me. But she's going to do a healing, which isn't just about receiving a message. So we're going to set the timer on. The heartache, in this case, you still have a lot of worry that goes along with this is how you love. And they're showing me the picture of when you do worry. There's some pictures of how you don't see. Okay, so how people show up to you. Ooh, there's a whole fine line. Do we need to heal how they show up to her? Okay, so how do they show up? And they'll tell me. Sometimes people will show up and instead of giving you love, they give you their ego.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then that can be heartbreaking because all of a sudden it is their issues. I mean, they're constantly, instead of saying, hey, Amy, how you doing? How's life, Amy? It is, here, I got an issue. Amy, thank you, Amy. You're going to watch the kids. Hey, thank you for doing this, Amy. It's like, they don't really ask. They just assume they got trauma and drama. Oh, it's just Amy.
Exactly.
Okay, well, you're not just Amy. You're a wonderful person that needs love. And we're going to look at why it is, it's not that you're being, well, yeah, I wouldn't say you're being stepped on, pushed aside, and used, but those are nice blunt words. But what it does is it discourages you to open up your heart, to want to take that next step, because you've had it happen to you so many times. You're like, oh, but you know that you love people and you want to reach out. And
Yep.
Okay, so what would you tell her that she needs to heal? Because it's the worry. So it's a way that you are transcribing to yourself what you see. So they're saying at 2 years old, you saw a rejection of your love. And it was the actions of others that made you feel like you're not supposed to receive love. Now remember, your 2-year-old self is going to think you just had babies around all weekend.
Yeah, I did.
And so you know how they rationalize by irrational thinking.
Oh yeah.
We're going to be working on the first chakra, and that's basically how you would connect with the tribe, connecting. They say, So basically they said when you're little, you had an awkward feeling because like you would go and show love, and then you would begin to feel awkward because the way they showed it back. Okay. So that's what we're going to look at, is how they showed it back. I got to write that down. Showed it back. And then, so where would we want to go? Okay. I'm going to walk you through certain words. So you're going to use your right wrist, first position. You're going to hold that thumb nice and soft. Okay. You know how to do this by now. I want you to feel that, how they show love back, because the moment you begin to feel awkward, get the number up, feel that awkwardness. You know that everything's good, and all of a sudden you feel that strange awkwardness. There you go. All right, we got to get a little higher, because you know at any moment that you have to correct yourself so that you can get the right results that shows you that you're accepted. But it is basically you have to change yourself. So you feel when they're resonating out of grr, and you're like, ooh, correct self, got to be happier, got to show more love. And that's fine at the time, but now you have to alter who you are just so that they can be happy. And what happens is that it's the invalidating of your emotional self. Okay, your needs of emotional balance is not given. You have to give yourself. There you go. So look to the upper left and remember. Yes, they are big people from your angle. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And you use that awkward as a barometer in order to, so I don't have to feel that one feeling again. All right. I need you to look to the lower left, and I want you to have that internal dialogue. Oh my God, okay. I got to correct myself. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And then there's a conflict because your intuitive self is just be yourself, and your ego self says, shut up. We can't do this. We can't be ourselves. And so then you're like, oh, failure, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. And you look to the lower right, and I want you to feel. Now, I need you to go into the body, because where do you think it is in your body?
It hurts.
Everywhere?
My back.
Back. Yes. So now we're just going to say thank you, body, and we're just going to breathe in and breathe out as we focus on how they show it back. Focus on how you got to correct yourself. You have to squash who you are. There you go. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. You know, if I really use my voice, they're going to act mean. I've seen this before. They're going to throw attitude. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. And then they're going to discourage you, and then somehow it's your fault. You feel they're high and mighty shit. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. That internal dialogue. Yes, but I gotta remove, transcend, preserve all those necessary learnings, put them in that special place, and notice that there are two voices: an intuitive self voice that has to do with spirit, which you're like, yeah, I know I need to be me. And then you have that ego voice that says, oh my God, shut up. Remove, transcend, let it go. Allow that conflict to be resolved. Notice, take your power back, and you're like, no, I can do this. Now, I feel like you have a gob of energy of when they were exerting themselves, and I feel it is in the lower part of your back, but it's stuck in the middle too, so there's no energy around the second, but just below the belly button. It's the whole body.
Yeah, kind of mess.
So when they really get to you, they went to your ovaries first. Okay, so now that's go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, they didn't give you a blessing. Oh, wow, because I can really feel this. Your body's really rejecting. Oh my God. And it's storing it where your ovaries would have been. Oh, even further in the feminine part. We're just going to say that. And that's still sitting there. That energy is still sitting there. It's affecting, it's closed the root chakra. So we're just going to say, is it safe to open the root? No, not yet. Where is this? That's where the excess of energy of expecting what? And so your left brain says we got to survive this, and you have to live through others. So you're expected to live the way they want you to. Now we're going to ask the body. We're going to preserve all the necessary learnings, and we're going to say, can you see any color down in that area? You can feel their energy down there, all that nastiness of that. This is how you have to live. You can feel the have tos. Is there any color there?
Red.
And is there any number when you think about, oh my God, they're just going to throw their weight around until I behave? Number can be high. 10. So we're just going to ask the body, is it safe to remove? Yes. Okay, so we're recognizing it. We're going to preserve all the positive learnings. We're going to remove, transcend, let it go. As you begin to pull it out, does it feel safe, good, bad, or indifferent? When you begin to pull the energy out. Good, bad, or indifferent. No comment. Okay, so I want you to look further. Are you able to bring it out? You bring out that energy in that area?
Some of it.
Yes.
From there.
Okay. Now, before we take it, you keep taking it out. Now, in the front of you, do you notice any energy that's you out there that I see? You've displaced yourself. Okay. As we bring this up and out, notice this other part. Now, when you look at this other part, tell me when you see it. That's you. Can you feel yourself? Okay. Now, is it moving or sitting still?
Sitting still.
How about if we move it? Does it feel good, bad, or indifferent? Which one?
Indifferent.
All right, let's bring it in. Is it safe to bring in?
Mm-hmm.
All right, calling it back in. As the other is coming out, you're calling it back in. And we're going to remove, transcend, let go of all the nasty stuff. We're going to bring it back in. We're going to connect the spirit into the body 100%. Connect the spirit into the uterus and all of the vajayjay and the ovary, all of the feminine parts, put in the spirit back into those areas. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay. You can look and see how they show it back. As you bring all that in, is the numbers changed? As you bring yourself in. Say it again.
A 1.
Okay. And as we get ready to take and finish it off, now look and see how they show the love back. Is it still a 10 or less?
Less.
And is it red or different color?
No, there's no color.
All right. So just finish it out. You can be done with it. And then no longer feel deficient. Feel whole. Allow yourself to feel whole. Allow yourself to change the story. Notice that from here on out, if the story hasn't changed, then you will heal the story. But the story does not need to keep it alive. You need to get your words and your thoughts in alignment because you already are whole. You just need to be aware of it. Now look and see if they show up. How do they show up now? Can you see that they showed up nasty, but does it have any pain? Better?
Hmm?
What number do you have?
Yeah.
What number do you have?
2.
2. Okay. Now you're going to end up finishing this out. Is there any back pain right now?
Not nearly as bad as it was.
Okay. So you're going to switch to what number are you on? R1S? Yeah, stay there. And what you're going to do is stay there until it feels like 0 because you're going to also start removing the rejection because you have this feeling. There it is. Feel how you feel that you can tell that you're supposed to be submissive. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. Look to the lower left, that internal dialogue. Yes, I recognize it. Remove, transcend, let it go, but no longer do you need to change. Look to the upper left. Notice the pictures. Remove it. Change it. Pull out the emotion out of it. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. What number do you have now?
It's gone.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you remember how to do Wayne Cook, or do we need to do that? Because you can put your hands down now.
Yeah, I remember.
All right. So do the Wayne Cook, get your brain in line, and then do the hookup. Okay.
Okay.
So physically, do you feel better?
Yeah.
Okay. How about mentally?
I'm still tired,
But we didn't work on the tiredness. Do you feel better as far as emotionally?
Yes.
Okay, so you can hear it. Was it noisy before, and what was it before?
It was astronomical.
Okay, and so as you know, I just notice who you were and who you are now. Now, your best thing is to witness. Make sure you witness that you had changed, and the same for Pilly. You know, feel the difference. And you know, hopefully Pilly will do the homework and she can do that. But thank you very much for paying for the reading. I appreciate that. And thank you for coming on and letting people hear how you did it. And I appreciate that, Amy. All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So that's the best part, is being able to have that one-on-one. And because I mean, I can tell more with when you need, what you need, what direction, where you're going. Now, before I jump into any of the rest, because I do 1.5-minute readings. Now, here's the thing. You want a card? And you can get many. Now, here's the thing. I'm on YouTube. I want you to subscribe to me. Any new subscribers, I'll give you a card. And if you, at this point, I don't know if you share it, and if I could see you share it, that'd be great. Then you can get another card. But if you leave a comment, then I will give you a card. Now, if you're going to do this, you make sure that I am connected to you on Facebook, because it's hard to give cards and do the things I normally do on Facebook through YouTube. But we can do this. You know, you can get up to 2 to 3 cards or 4, whatever. Subscribe, leave a comment, thumbs up on YouTube. That could be 3 cards. Facebook, hit the love button, get a card. You share this live, and as long as I can see it on the shared thing, you get a card. Okay, so you can really get the story of what's happening, what's going on, what advice. So if you didn't get a mini reading, you are going to get a reading through the cards. And most people are used to people that are just giving you a card, 1 or 2, you know. But this is going, and most people have wrote me and go, oh my God, this is what I was thinking in the moment. This is what I was contemplating in the moment. And what's important is that, you know, you begin to listen to your spirit. You begin to listen to what needs to be addressed, healed, and taken care of. Sonia, if I pay, when do I get the reading? Next, you know, whoever's next. If I'm in the middle of doing a 1.5-minute reading and you want a full read, you just pay, and then I will jump in and give a reading. So, and you can call, or sometimes you have to be connected through being a friend, but that's possible. You can say, I connect, I want to be friends with you. So then I just open another window and we go from there. But we want to get the message out. We as in spirit. Spirit wants so much to help people. I do too. This is my purpose. This is my path. This is my love. And, you know, a lot of times people want to do things free. That's fine. I have a website that it's free right now because I have to wait until I collect enough money to start it up again. But it has healing tools, different things that you can use to, you know, you can't make an appointment with me. And you're like, oh my God, Brenda's asleep because she's in Australia and I'm over here. Oh, I need her. That's fine. Grab a tool, make an appointment anyway. You go to my website or my fan page, you can see how much I cost, and you can see the times available. If you live in another country, then we will work it out. You know, if you're saying, well, the time's not available for when I am, it's usually in the morning or in the evening for people that are in the Eastern Standard Time, no matter where you are. we work it through. Spirit loves to help people. That's the beauty of it. Wonderful. Somebody subscribed. And just think, when I get there, I'll see it because they usually tell me when you subscribed. And if not, I will make sure that, because I always go through and read the comments on Facebook and even on YouTube. And, we go back and forth. See, and then I appreciate all of this. And this is, again, getting me out there. Now, before I start to do the 1.5 reads, do you have an interview question? Let's say you wanted a question. You had, I had a question about Brenda. Let me know. And then I can answer that. So then, yes, Jennifer, you've already subscribed, which means then you can leave a comment, hit the like button, and you can get 2 cards. That's one way, because the Spirit's always trying to find a way to make sure that the energy even exchange. Okay. Because I'm all about making sure that the karma is balanced, that the energy is balanced, that you don't, I don't want to have any issues. I just want to be able to do this back and forth. And because when the reciprocity is in balance, it's the laws of the universe. It's that balance. And that is one of the things I got to start learning how to do, how to demonstrate, and how to be. And Spirit says, let me help you. And that's what I do. Subscribe. Like if you go to medicine woman, the number 4, the letter U.com, sorry, wrong one. Go to YouTube, look for Medicine Woman for You or Medicine Woman Brenda. Here, let me just double check this because I'm doing live stream, but let's just see what happens. I was trying to keep everything together, but everything was made completely separate. Maybe it's Brenda Medicine Woman. Yeah, it might be it. Now, hopefully none of this, me clicking around, is going to cause any disturbances. And I will see if I can... I says, so show Sonia is a new subscriber. That's good. And I'll go to my channel and I'll see what the name is at the top. I think it's Brenda Medicine Woman. Hitting the like button, you can hit like buttons on the old ones. That's the other thing. I can tell when you've made a comment or the like button. And then if there's anything new, then I can go back through and Spirit will help me figure it out. And then I will give you a card. So you don't just have to do it for this live, but you can do it for past videos. Amy's had one heck of a good time watching all the old videos. I took down a lot, but she got to watch a couple. So that's good. It doesn't quite really say. It doesn't quite really say. But anyways, however, help me out. Get me going in different directions. And then that way you're paying back for when I'm giving you those 1.5 reads. You won't think 1.5 is a lot, but believe me, it can be tremendously good. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. See, Jennifer Margaret has put up YouTube, and it does say Medicine Woman for You. Because it didn't show up on my thing. Isn't that funny? Grab the right mouse. Don't click the wrong button, and we're all good. Okay. So now we're switching streams. So I'm just going to double check to make sure. You tried from the link you sent. That's interesting, but it didn't work. Are you YouTube? Are you on YouTube? Are you subscriber? I mean, not subscriber. What do you call it? Signed up for YouTube? Because there shouldn't be any issues there. Yeah, watch all her videos and like them all. I'll be one busy girl. It may take me a week, but but leaving comments because it tells me when it's new. And that's I like that part of YouTube so that I can actually see, because sometimes when Facebook, I have to go through and sometimes it tells me I have the notifications and sometimes it don't. That's why sometimes you share. I can't tell whether you shared it with a friend or through private messaging, but I have to trust you. And so then when you comment, then I can or with that shared, then I go ahead and give a card. Put YOU dot, oh no, you probably already spelled that right. Well, then I don't know. That is very bizarre. Because we're going to just try that link, Jennifer. Yeah, it goes right to my site. That's because I'm signed in. Yeah, that's because I'm signed in. Isn't that interesting? Okay, shut that one. I don't know. Okay, so now I don't really see any burning questions. What we're going to do is, oh, wait, I think I see something. Yes, we have a Sonia. All right, Sonia, then do you want me to do like I did with Pilly? Just go through. Is there any specific questions that you have? Let me know. So Sonia Engler. Okay. Let's erase this. We don't need that. Let's start over. Probably should get myself a dry erase board. It's a paper. Sonia, where are you, sweetheart? I don't see you. Oh, general, just a general. Okay, and just like this, okay? All right, so I feel like a message from the other side's coming through. The first thing that we're going to do is understand that they're always with us, always talking, and what somebody is always helping me direct in a certain way about what's going on in your life. But I do have some certain cards that they do like to use. So somebody from the other side says, I watch over you every day. Now I have no pain. Now at this point, there's a voice, but not a clear one. So energetically, they're like in school. They're doing something where they're learning something. So they're not quite present, but they're here. I'm standing right next to you right now. Ooh, yeah. Stop the cards. Okay, what do you want me to do? This is from you. Okay. Are you male? No, you're female. What do you want her to know? Turn the page. Okay. Holding on to particular outcomes actually causes you to be tunnel vision, so you can't see where you're actually supposed to be going. Now, when I say supposed to, that means there is a soul alignment. The soul alignment says the choices that if you allow yourself to listen to spirit, you can go and get into the most healthier relationships, the healthier decisions, and what is meant to give you joy. That's huge, because a lot of people think that they have to control things in order to get that joy. And what happens is that you'll miss your mark because you're not quite connecting. The world consciousness pushes you in a direction that you need to behave and be over here, and you need to do this. I feel you're fighting back. Understand our inner world creates our outer world. And if your inner world says that there's conflict out here, then your inner world is saying, I have conflict within. So where do you want her to go now? She has an active memory. Is it weeks? A month. So 1 month old. 1 month old. Okay, so the world consciousness. You picked up on the world consciousness. So look at the year you were born. Look at the month. And see if there was any world activity. Because she says you picked up some psychic trauma. Psychic trauma is when 2 or more emotions have been felt at once, meaning whatever was going on in the world, let's say 9/11 was huge, and September 11th, okay, 9/11, and when that, oh my God, when it hit, just before, I felt every part of it, before the planes hit, before all of that mass consciousness changes, I felt all of that, and I had 5 emotions that were stuck on me at once, and it just changed my thinking. It changed my feeling. It really did a number on me. And they're saying that in this case, your psychic trauma is that you picked up 6. And Okay, so you have to tell me, Sonia, do you want to remove those 6? I can help you remove them right now. I just need you to follow along. Is that possible, Sonia? Okay, I'll tell you what they are anyways. Go to the left. Okay. 1A, and that is to feel numb. So the first emotion is numb. Second emotion is, where are you going? Oh, interesting. Usually that's not an emotion. And RTJP is thinking what other people think. So knowing that you think what other people think, it goes into inadequate. So you're saying this is twice? Okay. What happens is that you felt numb and inadequate, but what happens is that you also feel inadequate, but you think what other people think. So there's a double issue going on. The third emotion is 7. Oh, 7. Don't just ignore that number, but it's for me. So this one has to do with a part of an agenda. So go. Demoralized. Look up some of these words. Sometimes there's no concern for you. So numb, inadequate, demoralized, which they're telling you that whatever that world event was, you were picking them up. So 4 and 5 and 6. So number 4 is that you have to be wishy-washy. Now, when these are going off all at once, it can create a whole other story. But they're there, and they affect it. Shame is the 5th one. Because right now, my whole digestive system is, like, really messed up. My adrenals are, like, hurting like a mofo. Oh, Jesus, that hurts. Hatred is the next one. Okay, I'm observing the physical body. Do I need them anymore? Yes, because I need to see something. Tell me what it is. So it's a compulsion. So does all those psychic traumas make a compulsion? So it creates you to constantly be in a hyperactive state, which means you have to be on guard. On guard. So there's a psychic trauma, a hyperactive state that affects the adrenal. Both, just the left side. So you may have more left side issues than right. Whew, take a breath, Brenda. Hopefully I answered what does that mean since you asked that question. Sonia, where are you, sweetheart? Okay, so in this case, what we want to do is that I'm going to walk through helping you release those psychic trauma. This is psychic trauma is 2 or more emotions felt at once. You felt 6, which means they're in the body and they're creating you to have a compulsion action to create you feel like your left adrenal has to be overused. I feel a physical response going on inside my body. You picked it up at the time, 1 month old, right around in there, give or take a few weeks. So whatever year you're born, look that up. Now, just going to reach over and grab my magnets, and we're going to remove this. So you can copy me. I'm going to do this. It'll be sent to you, but on the bandwidth. When you receive it, you can do it along with me. This is why it's on video, okay? So I'm not imposing this. You don't have to. You can keep it all you want. Psychic trauma, numb, inadequate. Psychic trauma, numb, inadequate, demoralized, wishy-washy, shame, hatred. Psychic trauma, numb, inadequate, demoralized, wishy-washy, shame, and hatred. Ooh. Psychic trauma, numb, inadequate, demoralized, wishy-washy, shame, and hatred. Oh. Come on, got to pull it out. Ooh. Psychic trauma, numb, inadequate, demoralized, wishy-washy, shame, hatred. Psychic trauma, shame, hatred. wishy-washy, demoralized, inadequate, numb. Oof. Oof. All right, that adrenal. So this it. So is that gone? Yes. But this one here, do we need to the compulsion? How do you want that cleared out? So that base part's out. This is her habit, the habit. So you have a habit. So you have to help me decide what that is, because it's your choice, it's your body. And so action. It's when did you do this? This is about a month. Action. You felt the action. So whatever it is, your body, and 1 month old is not going, but the action. So the body wants to take a particular action towards people. Is it towards? Sorry, subconscious mind of other people. Take action when people are thinking. So however they're thinking, acting, or being, you are very sensitive to it, and you start to react, and you don't even know you're doing it. Does that make sense? It's like you can pick up the consciousness of other people, even if they don't even know what they're thinking. So this active memory is what causes this, but it causes a lot of frustration. So do we release it in which way? So that's why you pointed out agenda and thinking what other people think. Yes. So you want to help clear out the second trauma. Yes. Which way you want to do it? Hope? No. Body? No. It's the toxin. So which way do you want me to do? Pull it out. So take a look at how your agenda is, or other people's agenda. So it's the other people's agenda. So when you feel other people's agenda, notice where it goes into the body, and you're just going to start pulling it out. Give it a color and a shape. Pull it out, because it's literally sitting in my adrenal. So you can literally pull it out. And when you start to finish pulling it out, notice if there's any color and number. Get it all out, because all of a sudden I see that you need to bring yourself back in. And that beautiful sparkling of light, let it bring it, put it back in. Let it bring it, put it back in. Bringing it back in, feeling whole. Let's get that adrenal balanced. And it's like you got a spike in there. Let's pull that spike out. Get that balanced. This is sitting there, and she has to address the habit. So whatever habit it is that you got from this, then you need to address it another way. That's all we can do for right now. But you can make an appointment. You can do whatever it is that you do to cope, handle, deal, and pacify. Yes, you are an empath. Habits can be anything. In this case, what are you doing compulsively that, changing your mind, changing who you are? However it is, there's a part of you that needs to address that, look at it. And then if you don't think if you have any habit, I'm not talking bad habits. It can be just a habit of biting your fingernails, a habit of sitting there and going, God, I did still something stupid today. The self-talk, it's a habit. The habit of, oh my God, you know what? I probably should have said this and I need to correct myself. Oh, maybe. And then you have to, so worry. So just take a look at the different levels of it. And thank you, Spirit, for helping to allow Sonia to take that next step in her healing of her journey. Reevaluate. Okay, not you, me. So getting back in track, I'm going to check to see if anybody else has paid. Thank you, Sonia, for honoring me and the time. Clear head. All right, so now there's a whole calculation of people going on, and they said that there's just like a whole bunch of stuff. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to, since and if somebody pays in between, then I'll do that. But we're going to do what's called a minute and a half. Now, I need you guys to cooperate, which means in order for me to do this quickly is that I can't let the screen jump. So the 13 people that are here, what I need in this case is for, let me just double check here. Okay. So just remember, those have shared, you get a card. Those that hit love, you get a card. You go to YouTube, subscribe, you can get a card. If you leave a comment under any of the videos, you get a card. And if you like any of the videos, you get a card. Okay. So we're going to do a 1.5 read. You need to say, yes, please. That tells me that you want your energy stepping up for me to do a reading for you. Say, yes, please. And then don't say it 1,000 times. Just say it once. It'll pop up on the screen. And then I can go right in a row. Okay, I don't choose. I just go right in a row. 111, 11. Ah, that's cute. So that's how we're going to do it. And anybody in YouTube land, if you're here, you say yes, please, too. So I can double check that. Sam McDonald, we're going to start with you, sweetheart. Okay. I hear a song. Heads and shoulders, knees and toes, head and shoulders. So what you got is an engram going on, which means there is everything equals everything. That's what that means. So when you hear the interaction of working with the environment, then it's like, I have to do the next logical step, heads and shoulders, knees and toes. This is the way it's supposed to go. It's the structure. This is who I am. This is what it's got to be. And is it you? No, everybody else dictates because they have an agenda. And you can feel that. Oh, my God. I can actually feel that particular agenda on some people. And that is invading. Their agendas are invading because they're trying to figure out how to persuade. How can I do this? How can I do this? And you can feel it. And they say that you have that part of you stored. So that's why it keeps reoccurring. That's why it's an engram. And they're saying that it's affected the energy in a deep space inside of you. Is it in the aura? No, it's in the physical. Okay, so that needs to go. So you, in this case, if you were watching and doing hope therapy, you do R2D. Okay, R2D is right position, right wrist, second position deep. And you would have to feel the emotion of deprived. You would focus on how it feels that they have their agenda, but feel how it's deprived. If you don't understand hope therapy, then we can send you a link. The self-loathing, you go into self-loathing as well. So notice how it's an automatic response that you don't even know you're doing this. Your body is holding this pattern. It's the body's consciousness. You need to heal that out. You can make an appointment or try it on your own. Okay, the next person in a row would be Sonia. I see wild horses. Just a bunch of wild horses. It's like you're watching your favorite movie. And there could be drama around you, and you're very good at tuning out. They said that that's how you've learned to protect yourself with lofty people that want to put their energy on you, to get you to do things. You learn to tune them out. But like I said, that response that you had going on inside your body, that action, that compulsion action, you need to take care of. Give me something new. Give me something new. Okay, so the idea is that you have to look at how you talk about your stories. How you identify with your stories, because there's clues within that. And if you see if there's an emotion in those stories, then you can use EFT to tap out the emotion in those stories, which help you release it out of your body so that you can go to that next step. And they said the biggest one is the disapproval that you feel. And it's like there's a party that wants to keep proving yourself to one particular person, but you're never going to get it. So they say you didn't get the response at 3 days, your 4-year-old self didn't get that response, and then you need to look at how. And so you would tap out, do an EFT. I didn't, and you look at that. You look at how you didn't get that approval, and you literally take out that picture out, because all you're doing is trying to correct that picture. And regardless of what's going on, and they could be approved of UD, because in L2S it's about under pressure. I have to be a certain way under pressure, that you literally have deflated. The spleen-ass one, the R2D, is a panic. So you got two of them firing off at the same time. So hold them separately. Go a little deeper, because there's a part of you that needs to learn to release this. And it's, I feel like it's like this is the spleen area. I feel something right in there. And so for you, go one extra step. There's the spleen points on the side. Get those going, because it throws off your body. But if you can get both sides to communicate on the spleen, but getting it going, it actually will help you not go into panic as much. Kate, yes. Love that name. You pressure, under pressure? No, pressure. You have pressure. You feel this pressure. You don't quite understand it. I look, and it's like a pot. You know those boiling pots? I can't even remember what they're called. but there's pressure. It's not quite under pressure, which you would think it would be, but you feel the pressure from above. Spirits? No. Yourself. Oh, the demand on yourself that you got to constantly watch. You got to constantly watch or it's going to blow. So it's the limitations and the demands you put on yourself. And they said that I have to be compatible. I have to do this. I have to focus. I have to. How you got this particular way of looking at things, from my understanding, is that you stored it in the body as pain. Physical pain? No. Emotional, mental pain. So in this case, there's a story that's hidden. Oh my God, up underneath my rib cage in my liver side. I mean, literally, it's a spot in the body, not even an organ. It just goes up and under. It's an auto response. So what is the auto response? Your auto response is reject something out of your reality, because if you saw it, you'd be petrified. And that you have to make sure you're not who they accuse you of being. Those are three things that I would say you would want to address and to get out. Tap it out, do something, because that doesn't need to live there. Marcy, Miss Mossy. Yes, hit the button. That's a good point. We're just going to jump right in and say, you also have something stored in the body. A place, organ, energy, system, a displacement of your own energy based on a resonating broadcast built in, very observant, making sure that whatever you feel it, you have to react a certain way. Okay, so bullied, you're being bullied. So anytime you've ever had it, it's not right now, anytime you've ever been bullied, understand that there's a lack of empath. But whatever that bully is, you have to begin to say, yes, I know what a bully is. You need to begin to tap it out. It doesn't mean that, I'm going to be blind, I never see bullies again. It just means that energy does not conform you to be what it is that you don't want to be, or how you have to protect yourself. You don't need that. Get rid of the bullying. And then when you become more aware of it, you're like, yeah, it doesn't have to own you. Oh, they're being a bully. Yeah, whatever. And you don't have to give them your power. You just keep your power, and then eventually they'll fizzle out. But that's stored in the body. So they're resonating energy of, I'm a bully. Even before they open their mouth, your body responds. You need to change that response. Okay. And it is, now, if it's not, you got to look at how you define bully, because remember, it's the kaleidoscope, whatever perspective you're looking at the time. So it may change. So you may have to address it many times because the way you defined it. Letta Joe Jarrell Goolsby, whatever. Terrible. Don't mean to butcher anybody's name. Self-conscious, the right and wrong. You really punish yourself something if you do it wrong. But that's a learned habit. And they said that learned habit has affected you in the physical body. And your body actually corrects you before you mentally start to realize you got to correct yourself. You can feel other people. Is it thinking? You just feel what it comes off the people that you feel the most. You must correct yourself. So this is a demand, a command. So you have a command inside your body. It's like a power of suggestion, but it's a command. And this literal command, you just literally do and act and be. It's not even just about an auto response, because it's a command. Don't hit anybody. And so then all of a sudden somebody will hit you, because it's a command. I can't hit anybody. So you literally believe this is the right thing to do, and you can't hit anybody. You need to literally heal that out. However you want to do it, there's many different ways. I would use hope therapy, but it's the broadcast energy that comes off the people. You can begin to feel it. And that is the other part you have to heal out, because when that streams at you, you do not need to resonate and become them. You don't have to match that. You have to pull that out. So there's several different little things. If you decide you want to do hope therapy, it's L2D. Okay. Judiness. Judy. Christmas or something. And all of a sudden, bells and hollies. And then it drops bells and hollies. And then you're not going to be able to use your voice. This is what? It goes, is it the lung? It's the throat. Is it the feeling? No, it's the will. You're not willing to use your voice in a situation, then cuts off the flow. And it's amazing. Okay, what do you, my pendulum spinning in the opposite direction. Oh, she has energy spinning in the wrong direction. Okay, awkwardness. So when this happens, it creates an awkwardness. Which meridians are running backwards? She has a large intestine that's frozen and running backwards. We have a stomach meridian that's frozen and running backwards. Okay, the stomach meridian is harder to show you because my feet are on the floor. But if you fan page, type me and say stomach, frozen stomach. Okay, frozen stomach source point. Then I will send you how to undo that. But with this, with the large intestine, it's this point right here. It's where the two bones meet. It's right there. Okay, right there. You have them on both sides. And you are very much frozen because as I'm testing you, your arms are not going down the way they should. So we're going to take a magnet. You can get a refrigerator magnet. You don't have to have a magnet like me. You can have a magnet, refrigerator magnet, and you just sweep it like this on that point. You don't have to do it every day. Just do it a few times, and then you need to get in there and rub it out. And that is what you'll be doing with your stomach point on your feet. And then pay attention to your habits because it's all I can give you right now. Okay, next person would be Danny Dowdy. Whoa, I'm just like all of a sudden on air. Are you ungrounded? Gotcha. Ungrounded because other people displace you and their energy. So do you resonate with them? No, it is just their broadcast of energies. So are you constantly ungrounded? Yes. When did this happen? About 5 years old. So, but you can't seem to get the energy to come past your knees. Oh, interesting. Does she need to do a belt flow? No. Okay. So energy of target. So you're the target. Yes, target. Based on people's agenda. So it's like if you were the 20 kids in the classroom, all of a sudden you would be the only one that they could see. So it's like, oh, why do I feel like I got this target on me? And is it because you have a bell going off? And this bell is very unhealthy. So what's the bell? And we can remove it. The bell is being vain. You can't take pride in yourself. Type vain. Look at, there's two definitions. It's not the other one. And we're just going to say bell vain. Bell vain. Bell vain. You can go and do this healing and you receive it from the bandwidth. Bell vain. Oh, bell vain. Yeah, bell vain. Okay. Yes. You're also having something to do with your left side because my left adrenal all of a sudden began to, it's like you're using more, exerting more. Benji Gordon. Oh, I feel a lot of chaos, feel a lot of turmoil, instability. Ooh, kind of feels rocky. Turn it on. Yes. Why is that? You're fighting with a part of your depression and need to come out. So you have a particular pattern. So you go through certain emotions in order to get yourself out of one emotion. You have to go to the next. To get out of that, you have to go to another emotion. But the thing is tripping. It's like shit's hitting you really hard right now. And that is forcing you to change who you are. So this is what they call a bitch slap. It's coming in and it's forcing you to change who you are. So you feel the exertion of that energy and the lack of control, and you feel like you're going to go crazy. We don't want you to go crazy. All your body is trying to do in your subconscious mind is to get you back to sanity. I want you to just do this. Okay, because 80% of the blood is going into your fight, flight, freeze. We need the blood to come back up so you can think. We need you to touch the hairline so it processes the emotional chemical peptides. And you need to touch this point here in order to help calm the body. So just simply doing this and then thinking of your health. The health is the things, the chaos and instability. Oh my God, oh my God. Because what's going to happen is you put it on the scale from 0 to 10. You can feel it, you know it. Even give it a color. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And what will happen is we'll slowly, you got to keep your hand there, and all of a sudden your thoughts will change, the color will change, and just stay there until you really don't feel anything left. Now, it doesn't go as deep like we would do with hope therapy, but it really would help you come back to center. So your body's asking you, they don't want you to cope, handle, deal, and manage and pacify. It wants you to resolve this out. It's a particular habit of how you do anything. So how you do anything is how you do everything. We want you to just start telling your body you are in control. You can do this. You can heal. You can move. I need a king. I need a king. I need a king. Oh, everything just switched. I was like emptiness, and then it spun this way. Give her a card. I need, so it's because why? No, she said she doesn't want a card now. Oh, there's not going to be any harm. I'm not going to tell anything to something haunting you. It's not even the haughtiness of other people. Something's haunting you. There's like, it's a belief system. If you look at how you're hooked into this belief that you can be haunted, it's like you can feel it. I'm looking to see, but it goes too quick. You're confusing, your little self is confusing the ability to see energy with with what ghost stories you've heard. Because as I'm looking, I don't see anything evil. What I see is a misunderstanding of what and who you are and how your ability really is. If you were to slow it down, there's a lot of purple. In this case, it's this lot of purple is that you can start talking in colors. You can start using your abilities. What is this purple talking to me about? And this is lack of what? And then all of a sudden it just left. Now oranges just appeared. Lack of the second chakra, the ability to communicate. So they want you to build a file. Get yourself some oracle cards. Get yourself some information and books on colors. I don't know if you want to speak in colors or numbers like in numerology, but they said build a file system, because they want to communicate with you. Who's they? The spirits. Are they evil? No, because your energy goes beyond. And I want you to just take it all the way up to the bandwidth and say, the creator of all that is, thank you very much. It is commanded that I communicate through you, through the rest of the things, the rest of the people, the rest of the souls, the rest of the frequencies. And then when you connect up, and that is, you don't have to go up, it's a connection. And when you get there and you know it, you can feel the knowing. The knowing will begin. As the knowing begins to happen, then all of a sudden, they literally have to come up to you. You don't have to feel the lower vibrations. Those that can travel through, who are the spirits, the healthy, good spirits that have transformed in that frequency, the angels, goddesses, all that lower plane stuff will be able to communicate with you on a different frequency. So you don't have to feel like fear. Double checking to see if anybody paid. We're all good there. Let's go to the next person. Amy. Okay, ready? You were admiring the little toes and the little fingers, and that brought up some really good memories. And you resonated in understanding, and what they're saying is that you, part of you, remember feeling love at 1 year old. Where are you going? But you always felt their pride, her pride, that it's like you had to give them some, hey, good job, accolades and stuff like this. And it's like, this is what you picked up in the environment, was that you had to not being allowed to be proud of yourself, your physical being, proud of what you did. You had to make sure your focus is over here on these people. And going a little bit deeper, they said that this is a habit, but you have a hidden heart wall. And so we're going to remove this hidden heart wall, and this hidden heart wall is failure. I mean, shoot, you could write a book on it, but you're such a lovely, happy aspect of yourself that you'd like, yeah, but I don't want to focus on that. So failure, we're just going to remove out this heart wall of failure, removing out the heart wall of failure, removing out the heart wall of failure, removing the heart wall of failure, removing the hidden heart wall of failure, hidden heart wall of failure, removing the hidden heart wall of failure, removing the hidden heart wall of failure, removing the hidden heart wall of failure. We're not there yet. Yes. Hidden heart, wall of failure. Okay. So when I jerk and move, it's because energetic responses of balancing, and it's the way that my file system is set up. Okay. Teresa. Ready? Shame and punishment. So Teresa, there's a party that has the shame and punishment going on. And you have to be around people that are toxic. So I don't know if you work in an environment or even if it's in the household or whatever, but it's like, I think you're getting kind of bored with it. It's like, there's something else out there besides this, this is the way we're supposed to reciprocate. Seriously. That you're getting hungry for something else. Listen to what your soul wants. Where? Her, them. And you seem to draw people to you that want particular outcomes. And that's okay, because you're pretty good at making things happen. Ooh, but my spleen. Oh, ouch. Mother of God, that hurts. What's going on there? Self-abuse. So by denying thyself, is that you're not giving yourself the proper amount of self-care so that your soul can hear and to live and to move and to go in that next direction, if that makes any sense to you. Because you need to be the one in charge of changing that frequency in your space. And so coming into your space, if you allow yourself to go into that space, okay, and you bring that energy in, you can help other people in the room. So you would be kind of like a role model. You'd be demonstrating, and you're going to have naysayers because why in the hell would anybody want to be like you? It's because they're running from their own selves and that deny in the shadows. They have to copy what everybody else says. And this is where you have to learn to be strong and be you. And you will become happier and healthier. When I look at Marcy, she's had a headache. Wait. Is there a reason my head has been hurting? Headache, yeah. Yes, I'm just going to quickly do this real quick. Is because self-centered people are just so annoying that you can't tolerate them anymore. And your body's just creating a response of going, oh, hell no, not this again. Oh, my God, seriously. And the energy is that you're going to need to like sit on a pillow or something. You need to lift your ass up so that the fluid in your spine allows it to flow, because I feel like whatever position your body is sitting in, it's not straight. It's like this. And so the energy comes down, gets stuck. But lifting your ass up, you'll be able to have more of a flow of energy get through. The energy is not flowing. So just kind of readjusting yourself and learning to, what I said, the Celtic Weave, push those people away. Make sure that your egg is sealed up, and to do connecting heaven and earth, because you want to get rid of those people. No, this isn't like, no, it's none of that. It's an actual energy healing system. If you're not sure about these things, you can always just write me on my fan page and say, what were those energy exercises? And if you remember the name of them, Celtic to connecting heaven and earth. I haven't made the videos yet, so I'll get you the original people. Dodd and Ina is the one that does that. So I see a D, Lorraine. Now again, if you're new here and you wanted a minute and a half reach, say yes, please. Just once, don't do it 1,000 times. So D, we're going to do you. D. Hers, no, go to the next one. So I need to break through all that, because there are so many people's energies that are around you. I mean, it's hard. I need to get through, and there you are. So you have to surround yourself with everybody's energy to hide. Why? Because 4 years old, you had to hide yourself. Who died? Somebody died. So there's a lot of pain, and you don't know what to do with that emotion. It hits you so freaking hard, but you feel other people's, because whoever it is that died, you felt them feel their pain, and then that is as if it had happened to you in your face. Okay, I don't know what year that would have been. Pay attention to the year. Now all of a sudden I'm going to be in 5 years old, and they're saying there's a bell going off. Oh, what do you want? 4B. All right, so you do this along with me. You can do it now, do it later, but you take any magnet or use your hand, and then you're just going to say bell, anger, bell, anger, bell, anger, bell, anger, bell, anger. Oh, yawning means energy is moving. Bell, anger. Are there any more there? No. Okay. Oh, thank you for sharing, Amy. Oh, sure it is, Marcy. It could be that. Okay, I'll have to look through it again. 1,000 minutes later, I know what you mean by psychic trauma. Okay, well, good. Get it gone. I need you healthy. Hello, Renee. You're welcome, Judy. Look at you. I'll be looking forward to that, Danny. Let's see. Anybody else here? Looking for anybody. So nobody else wants any minute and a half free read. And if there's anybody else that wants a paid reading, however you want to say that. Oh, okay. Thank you for all coming. I appreciate this. Understand that we want to demonstrate and heal. We want to be the mentor. We want to help change this world in such a way so you don't have to suffer. So you no longer have to think that you can't cope or feel like you're going insane. And understand your thoughts have everything to do with whatever emotion is vibrating. If it's going off too much, those thoughts are going to increase, shit's going to happen, and then you're going to try to wrestle with just your ego because it's going to cut out your spirit, and it's just going to go, oh my God, and it does everything it can to, oh, I gotta survive. And if we were to calm down those thoughts by clearing out those emotions, and then you'll have to re-educate yourself on a few things and to grow. This is why I like to do a lot of spiritual teachings. It helps out people. And I'm thinking about creating a lodge where there's a membership on different levels, so that you can join the group and you can just play around in it. And I haven't decided, I might do just group readings just in there. I may do some private readings. I may throw out some classes. Maybe do some meditations and for certain different costs and stuff like that. So that way you can also build a community. I want more people that want this, not just flybys. I want, yes, I want to change my life. I want to do this. And I want you to get to that joy state. I want you to understand that suffering is an option. It does not need to be anywhere else. Okay. Oh, D, really? She confirmed. So her brother passed away at 4. Wow. So Teresa Hale. Okay, so Amy says yes, please. So we'll do Amy Patterson. Teresa Hale, if you want. I think that means just say yes, please. That way I know. Oh, Renee, I just saw that. So we're going to take Renee first, and then we'll go to Amy. And then, yes, I like feedback. That helps out a great deal. And if you put that on YouTube, I'll give you a card for that. So subscribe, make comments, like. Each one of those are cards. You don't just have to do it to this video. You can do it to other videos that I will catch up on it. And then the Delinda Hayes. So we'll start over here first. And whoops, don't jump screen. All right, so Renee. You're much more clear. You're still rattling. Agenda. Hers. No, the grinding of other people's agenda. And this is a real old one. I'm assuming it has to do with your ex. It's really weird because it just sits there and it's stagnant, very stagnant. Then there's a 4-year-old. There's a 4-year-old self, and it has the same signature as the one that I saw. The other one is at 20. What are you talking about? Oh, just 20? And then you have another one at 32. So these, the story of these has to do with the helplessness. And it's like you were told that you had to be helpless. I would say take a emotional freedom technique and say, look at the kaleidoscope life, helplessness, how I'm supposed to be helplessness, how I was helpless. And it's like all of a sudden this pattern of emotion just sits there because it controls you. The word controls you. So getting out that word, making it so it no longer controls you, would actually start to bring some of the energy back because you felt it so deep. Where did she store it? You stored it in your triple warmer meridian, which affects the liver, which then affects the gallbladder, then the lung. So you have lung issues just because of the triple warmer, the liver, and the gallbladder, and then it affects the lung. It goes even so. Every time you really get into a breathing issue, it is because of that process, and the liver goes off, and then so between 1 and 3 in the morning may be the worst, or 1 or 3 in the afternoon could be the worst. Okay. So tap that out. Is there a point for you? I would say L2D and frustration, because you have to be helpless. Like you can't solve it. You're a woman. Anyways, heal that out. Amy, like I said, Amy's next. You try to exert your power to get your way. You learn this as a bad habit from other people. And the thing is that you have to reevaluate that you feel like the people are slipping away. Something's slipping away, so you exert your power. Like if you wanted something like food or whatever, and you want it, and it's going to slip away, you exert your power. Spirit is saying that it's time to change that particular pattern of yourself, because it actually starts to cause people to be less compatible, and then you'll lose the thing that you think that you're going to lose. Healing out that that you have to be this reaction, you have to be this way because people have labeled you. No, that's not true. If people have labeled you a certain way, remove the label, tap out that label, because you don't need to. And listen to your mama, because she'll tell you where L2D is. And if you both forgot, write me. I will send you the link so that you can find where L2D is. Also, Amy, stubbornness. There is a part of you that I will not be what you want me to be. Now that is stubbornness. Now some people will use it, but not in this case, is to control you. But that's not it. This is, you're just not allowing yourself to grow and develop and create a new personality. So hold R1S to heal I'm stubborn and I don't want to. But you also know you're stopping yourself from enjoying life more. Okay. Okay, so so one of the things is I'm not sure, because this is when this show is over, and you look and when you watch YouTube videos and then underneath you got people's comments, it doesn't have to be on the show because I think that'll get locked into the video. But when the show is done, then you link up the things that you type about. Okay, so hopefully those comments will stay, and then I can give you a card. But if you were to, cut and paste and put that after the show down below, I can give you another card. Remember to subscribe. That gets you a card. Now I said do to Delinda. Delinda, yes, please. Okay, then we go, yes, and then I go down. Delinda. You want to clear a temperament. So like, for instance, a temperament is that, you felt this way, it turned into a personality, and then it went into a temperament. It could be that you have a negative way of looking things, or a cynical way of talking, or, that's just an example. Okay. But find what it is that your temperament is. If you're sad, if you're angry, if you're upset, if that something that just seems to be in your face, and you're like, but I don't want to be that anymore, then yes, we want to change it. But the reason that you have that temperament is because you were taught to distrust. And so it's going to be harder for you to change that temperament. So you have to heal out how you distrust. So remember to look at the kaleidoscope of life and notice how each perspective is see, I'm supposed to distrust them. They taught me to distrust. So you're holding the picture and you're holding the story. I would do eye accessing if you can't make a personal appointment with me. Eye accessing, that's on my website, free as a healing tool. Reactions. reaction and action and reaction. So you have to pay attention to part of your reaction is boom, it's there. And then as soon as you react, you take more action. So it's like you doubly increase what temperament you do or don't want, because you don't want to feel that distrust again. So again, pull out that distrust. It's in the eyes, it's in the feeling state, because it's invading in your life. So a sensory accessing is what it's called. And you would go to medicine woman, the number 4, the letter U, .weebly, WEEBLY.com. And then you look under healing tools, and then you see sensory accessing. So let me look over here. And Danny, Jamie, Teresa Hale. Okay. Teresa Hale. Before I begin, Danica Schultz, if you wanted a reading, then I can give you a reading too. It's a minute and a half. Just, okay. Teresa Hale. Where? What? Develop what? You need to develop strength. You need to develop, I guess, lack for a better word, ego. What I want you to do is spiritually, I want you to notice, look at the people that are being very ego. Now, there's good qualities and bad qualities. Don't just reject. Understand you may have to learn to use your voice. Hitler had some good qualities. He may not have been something I'd want to follow, but he knew how to have confidence. He knew how to ask what he wanted. He knew. Okay. And if we just say we reject that type of people, we're also rejecting that I don't want a voice, that I don't want to be strengthened, I don't want to have confidence. But see, that's part of when we reject the whole thing. So you literally need to reject what you hate. And that means you resolve the chemical peptide, the emotion out of that behavior, out of that temperament. And when you, in this case, the emotion that you need to be out is that how they make you feel irrelevant. And you know it really well. So you tap out how you know. Get that 10 down to 0. We want that out. We want, because they're saying that this is happening because of your second chakra. You're learning how to communicate with people. And that is the 9th chakra that's coming through. And it's in the 5th. So you're talking about the way that your will, using your will. So if your will is to deny yourself to be those things, and your will is saying, but we need to be those things, you're going to be in great conflict. So heal the emotion out. Margie, Norman McIntyre. Letting go. Oh, you hear this all the time. You're like, what the fuck do you want me to let go of? How do you even do that? Sorry, I just feel this energy. And then that is, in this case, when people tell you that, they don't understand that the emotional connection, that tie, that sits there, okay? What you will need to do is you need to go one step further and look for what emotion. When they say let go, they are saying, so we're looking at the emotion of self-guilt. So you need to remove the self-guilt out. It's part of that forgiveness, but you can't forgive yourself if you're going to hold yourself in guilt. So you can EFT that out. If you wanted to learn, hope therapy, then your point would be R1S, because you are using that to invalidate your own self. Okay. But in order for you to move in that next direction, you need to get rid of that so that your body can say, hey, we can let her think for herself and we'll move forward. So you have let go basically in your head, but your body is saying, I don't know how to freaking let go. What are you talking about? Okay, you understand? You got to get the body's consciousness. If you listen to the beginning part of the show, I talked about body's consciousness. And you got to understand, if you're telling a story, understand the emotions that are in that and tap out those emotions. So the story changes and then you're no longer owned by any of that. Now we do have a paid reading. I'm just going to double check over here. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so nothing from Danka there. Over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the paid reading and then we'll come back to Trina. Lenore, sweetheart, did you want to call? Did you want me to do this report like this? How would you like it to be, sweetheart? And what is the topic you wanted to talk about? Okay. So the screen may jump, Trina. If I'm done with the reading, you may have to say yes, please. And anybody say yes, please, after I do the reading with Lenore. It'll make it easier for me, okay? Oh, you can call. That would be great. That way, if it does jump, it's not a big deal. All right, so I'm going to pull her up. And we're going to hit this. And we're going to go from there. Now the angle of this camera.
Hello, sweetheart.
How you doing, dear?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, darling. What is it you wanted to work on?
I just handed over my daughter to her father, and they were going out, and he's completely got her dirty, and I got really, really, really angry and frustrated. And I want to know why.
Good question. So her soul projected out. See, this whole thing, it's because we're looking at self-worry. So it's part of that mother. No, it's part of being your 4-year-old self. So your 4-year-old self that I'm supposed to worry because I'm not supposed to show up that way.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. To heal that, you'd want to do R1D. Now, I don't know if you're in a position to heal or not. You can do that later if necessary.
That's fine.
Okay. So R1D, because you have this compulsion that when you look at your little mini you, I can't be dirty. I'm not supposed to be. So this is not even the case where you can't let him do his own thing, where other people give you that advice and say, you got to let him do his own thing. This is your projection of when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hold contempt because that's also what you were taught. You have to hold contempt for people not doing what you want them to do. This is not even really an old, this is, again, a 4-year-old program. Oh, is that when you touched the pipes?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, because they're showing me I should have listened. And so you've ingrained this, ingrained this compulsion that you have to do this. And remember, it's R1D. Where are we going? We're going somewhere else, really. Yes. Oh, the energies are like, oh, I want her to remove this now. Well, that's not, she can't do it now, so be good. They're saying that you lost your courageousness to be yourself. So that's why you have to focus on other people's shit. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so, you can be a rescuer and a savior, or you can be a corrector and any of that. But the point is that if you start looking at yourself, that's a no-no, according to how your body is saying that you lost that courage to be yourself because you thought, oh, I hurt myself. That's my fault. I should have listened. And it's just repeating itself. It's just repeating itself. It's not even doing a figure 8, which it should. So it's actually cutting off the energy flow to come back. So it's like a repetitive self-abuse that you don't even know you're doing. This is a simple pattern of how I need to survive. Nope. This is a simple pattern of what the next logical step of what an adult's supposed to be. Okay. So when you focus on, this is how I'm supposed to be an adult, and then you're going to look at that and heal it out. Now, you do have a bell going off.
Yes, I knew that straight away.
That's a strong one, and that's guilt. Because you use that bell as a way to correct yourself, and then you use that bell for when you correct others, and then it's this vicious ringing I'm hearing. Okay, so ready? So we're just going to bell guilt. Oh, fudge. Belt guilt. Oh, this is like right down through my pineal. Belt guilt. It's like, oh, as soon as you hear spirit talk, you're supposed to shut it off and do what they say. Oh, good Lord. Belt guilt. Fear and punishment. Belt guilt. So this is how the backlash, like it's like if you say something to him, you're going to get the backlash of him.
Yes,
yep.
That's what I've noticed straight away.
Hold on. That's really, they're saying this tube. What's this tube? I didn't even set the timer. I think I went 4 minutes. Do you think I went 4 minutes? All right, so I'll give you 8. Oh shoot, I'm giving you 8 minutes. So you're getting more. Whatever. You're coming over tomorrow to work anyway.
Yeah.
Whose particular outcome? Oh my God, you are so fearful right now.
Yeah. I'll tell you that straight out.
I'm not going to say out loud. You already know exactly what I'm talking about when I say particular outcome, fearful. Yeah, good. Keep your hand right where it is. She's doing this automatically. She's healing. She's like, oh, keep your hand there. That's a good thing. Because it's like, I know disapproval is going to come. I know I'm going to get my ass chewed out. I'm going to, it's that, oh my God. And then your body then all of a sudden says, well, to avoid that, let's go into depression. And then I have to show up the way they want me to show up. So this reminds me of the story of when my mother, like she knew that I would get home or get out of work at 9, and it takes like normally 11 minutes to get home, but I wouldn't get home till 9:30 because we had to count our drawer down and everything else. She got in her head that if I didn't walk through that door at 11:15, she's just going to get angry. So I couldn't take it anymore. So I ended up not knowing that I developed anger. So I would be so angry by the time I get home that I would greet her with anger that she couldn't hurt me because I was already hurt.
Yes.
That pattern wants to be addressed because it's very toxic, because they said that's the reproach. That's what the reproach is. They want you to address that. And so you're going to be holding R1S and then R2D.
R2D.
Because that's about the failure of that. Good thing this is all recorded. This one says 159. We know that it goes back a bit before that.
Okay.
Pain, where? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Spiritual pain. Tell me more.
Trauma.
We'll say it again.
That's what I've been looking. Psychic trauma.
Okay. So is this a psychic trauma of more than one emotion at once? No, your psychic trauma is a different information. Or what's your definition of that?
I know it's to do with.
That's okay, but what it's doing is it has to do with contributed to the relationship of friends. So I'm going to look at so spiritually this contributes to the relationship of friends. So in this case, it is the fourth chakra in the back. You're not willing to receive them because what usually they greet you with is this. Not allowing you really to be you. So like, let's say you want to be a healer, which you are, you're becoming, and she already is. She's the practitioner. And so it's like the old you, when you tried to show up the way you wanted, which you were beginning to learn, they kind of wanted you to just behave in hey, little Lenore, we know. Yeah. Okay.
Control.
Yeah. And so the Lenore, they know they can't see you in any other way. And the thing is you're saying, but this is me now. Can you see me now? I'm not that. And it's like, oh, hey, Lenore. And then they only have one picture. It's like they stuck you in a frame and that's it. That's who Lenore is. And it's really getting to you because physically it affects the energy, which then from the spiritual aspect, it goes all the way down into the physical. And they say, do you have like hip issues? There's a spot.
Not hip issues, a knee issue at the moment.
So it's both. Okay, so so they're not allowing you to thrust yourself forward in your destiny.
Yes.
So it is. So the left is spiritual and the right is physical. So in this case, you said it was the left or the right.
Left. So
you can't physically push yourself spiritually forward because it's not really allowed. Because the broadcast of that energy, what do you feel the most? Is that you have to reject their reality, insert theirs. You have to vividly recall all the rules that you have to behave in. And you have to, because you want that unrequited love back because they know how to use it as a weapon.
Yes.
To heal that, what's that?
I said we know who that was.
Okay. R2S, I want you to use, and R2D, we're going back there again, because R2S has to do with that you're procrastinating, not allowing yourself to go in that spiritual space. And the R2D has to do with that you have to do self-loathing, so you'll end up correcting yourself back into it. But then you're also self-loathing because you can't move forward. So you're in a catch-22 there.
Damned if I do and damned if I don't.
Yes. So you can't just address a damned if I do and a damned if I don't. Thank goodness you got points. petrified. You really have got to take care of that little girl, because you know that all of this is going to explode, because you see it every freaking time. It's every day, every day. So to make sure this every day stops, there's an 8-year-old self.
Yes.
The 8-year-old self said, oh my God, expected. You are so expected. You know, I don't even have to finish that. You know, you're so expected.
Yeah,
and that changes the physical body. And you're willing to address this? Yes, because you see that there is no empathy, but you're supposed to deliver it. I got to have all the L3D. You got a lot of homework, girl, because you made a career out of having to behave this way for this particular. And it's actually wanting to cause me to have a headache. If it's just like a notoriously weird feeling, but it wants to be a headache, but yet doesn't know what it wants to be. So it starts shutting down my vision, not even my physical vision, my spiritual vision.
Yeah.
So this is why your positive thinking sounds positive, but yet it stinks.
Yes.
Glad to know what that means. Yeah. Jesus, this particular yours, theirs, no. It feels like the world. This is where the world's planets and everything else tells you have to be a particular outcome. So she need to let that go. She needs to what? Notice that the environment seems to control you, and that you don't need. Not even having really the planets. You can supersede all of that. And when you begin to feel like it's controlling you, they said just start tapping and hitting all the meridians. And especially and like end it like when you're going to tap here on this one, put it over your heart. And then tap it 3 times and pause. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And do whatever you need to do. You don't even have to think at this point. You'll only get instructions because they said they'll give it to you. But at the same time, they want you to disrupt it because you're going into a strategy and you're going into a pattern and a program. And that's way too much going on at once. Mm-hmm. Let's calm it down. Okay. So now it is... you just have to restructure your life, but yet you feel like you're going to go insane if you don't leave. Thank you, Spirit. We're just going to say allow the option to find a way to live in another space, to grow. And that person, I feel like a person. So you may have to live with somebody for a while, or you may have, and I'm not talking male, I'm talking about allowing yourself to be in a space where you can actually move. But because right now you're thinking you're doing yourself a service, but you're creating a disservice, and you're locked into a position. But if you do all this healing, it's a possibility all of it could change for you.
Yes.
But some people are determined that there's nothing wrong, and then that is that is their shit, and it's time to remove yourself from a particular behavior.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You got a lot of homework, chick. And I'm proud of you because I know you're going to do it.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Okay. So just double checking. Have I missed anybody that wanted a reading? You just say, yes, please. I'm double checking both boards. Oops. Okay. So I think that looks good. You guys are really good. Again, helping me out helps everybody else out and helps you out, because it's all about giving and receiving. It's about creating a balance and creating no karma for anybody. And it also helps us to grow and to heal and to help move the the consciousness together, so we will really grow. Now, I love you very much, and I thank you. Oh, I see a Sandy tackle. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, Sandy. All right. Oops, that was not good. All right, so where's my dog? Where's my keys? So you forgetting things? No, there's too many things to look at. Too many things to look at. They're saying stop. Oh, I set the timer wrong. Yeah, hold on. Okay, here we go again. Oh, there's the underlining. You're just really tired. It's the tiredness that the body's asking you to let go of. It's like, I want to go for a walk, but then all of a sudden your body says, oh, really? Really? And your body's actually the one doing the controlling in this relationship with you and it. Oh, yeah, Trina, thank you. Allison. So, and then what happens to you, Sandy, is that everybody else puts their attention on everybody else. And then, but you also feel like you're slipping through the cracks. Why is that? That's a good question. So why is it? Why is it? They said that that's happening because that the foot on the gas and the foot on the brake, the anxiety and the other stuff is just your body's just like, okay, we got one or the other. That it's like, what can we do so that that feeling, besides removing the feeling out of the body, it is expecting. You're expecting, she's expecting, somebody's expecting you to want to live longer. So are you contemplating? No, good. Living their way? No, expecting. They said that you understand this. It's an expecting. Is this from old days? This is when you were 3 years old. So you were expected to be an adult. Yeah, you might have thought you addressed that, but in this case, so you create when you weren't. So now it's just this constant story, and that constant story creates a self-abuse. So the story that this is how much. So you got to change the story. You got to stop putting energy into the story. You got to resolve that out. If you were going to do hope therapy, it would be R2D. Okay. I told Trina, first of the Trina and then Allison. Trina. You've been galled lately, you know, like the gall of that person. They said that you're taken back by something. There's deliberate egotistical butt heads, it seems to be right here. They're referring to that they're your everyday life, apparently. They're not listening to you, and you're like, whatever. But why are you showing me this? And that is because it's a habit. So you're like drawn to people like that. And they're saying that your soul is saying, we're kind of feeling dirty and ugly with that. So you just use the golden lasso and you just write me, Trina, and I'll show you on my website where it is. And you need to start like reaching with like-minded people, like-minded friends, bringing more people in that your soul is moving yourself into a new part of who you are. And by bringing yourself into a new part of who you are, you need to reflect the inner world to the outer world to create more people that are very supportive. What's about the story? The story is the habit. Notice that you're telling yourself a story or believe a story, and this becomes a habit. And what it's doing is you're losing power because the energy is not flowing. You're just a program. You're a program. You need to disrupt the program. And when you look at the clues within your story, if they're emotions, you use a tool to tap it out, or you can have a personal healing session with me. But that program keeps creating overtime hopelessness. Okay. You want to stop those patterns because you're growing. Allison, Rollings. I have a lot of is this sinuses? Is this allergies? This is congested by what? In this case, they're saying it's like you have to be indifferent. You pick up indifferent people. Indifferent people annoy you. Take a stand already or something. No. Indifference. People that don't know how to feel. So you may have a relationship where people are not able to feel back. If they're not able to feel back, then I can see how this is annoying because it's like, shit. Somehow you keep drawing these people to you. You've actually started to develop not just intolerance, it's like a hatred. It's like you're without realizing it here in your physical body, not your heart. Your physical body is like, literally, it has its like own little story going. And it says in this, when you begin to feel these people, it creates this instability. You know, yeah, they may be indifferent, but it's instability. But what it creates is a muddledness. Oh, that really changes my thought pattern. Whoa, that's a really strong muddleness. because it causes you to become indifferent to cope with what's going on. But they're just a reflection of what you need to heal. So you need to heal the indifference to you. At what age? At 6 years old, whatever it is, you had to learn to become indifferent to what was being heard, So however you were taught, you learned to become indifferent to what people said to you. I would definitely use a sensory healing system to take that out. You don't need that there. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And anybody over here? Yeah, you're all welcome. Remember, go onto YouTube and look at any old events, old videos, hit like, make sure you subscribe, and leave a comment down below when you can, if you're signed in, you can leave a comment down, not just this video, but other videos. If you feel like I've done good, then leave your comments on the YouTube video after I hang up. And then you'll get cards. You'll be helping me, helping society, and help balancing the energies of when I'm helping you. Okay, you guys are great. Now, I love you, and I will be here tomorrow night. I can't change that time. So it's 9 p.m. tomorrow night, and that is early morning for all of you Eastern Standard Time people. So as I always say, love you, see you, stay blessed. And thank you so much for showing up.